This video is a hand-drawn style animation. Over a light green background, the video starts showing a book as its cover is being drawn. The drawing is completed revealing the book title, Violence Against Women in Australia. Let's change the story.
Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the story of gender-based violence is a story with no happy ending.
The book opens and its pages start to turn rapidly, landing in one of the first chapters of the book, Education.
But what if we could change this story?
The pages turn once more, landing in a sub-chapter titled Respectful Relationships Education.
To do that, we must go back to the beginning and talk about our schools and respectful relationships education.
Another page is turned, revealing a group of 4 young women in school uniform on the left-hand side page.
Unfortunately, inequality and disrespect can happen in our schools.
A group of 4 young men, also in school uniform, appear on the page on the right-hand side.
And when it happens, it impacts not only individual students, but also contributes to a culture in the school community and broader society.
Suddenly, the 4 young women shrink in size, becoming quite small compared to the young men.
Where people are not seen as equal because of their gender.
Another page of the book is turned, revealing a title page that reads, Changing the Story in Our Schools.
Schools are where we see gender stereotypes reinforced or challenged.
Page turns again. The animation moves in and the content of the book takes the whole screen, revealing a group of kids in school uniform, boys and girls, running towards the schoolyard to play.
They have significant influence over how students see themselves and their place in the world.
The animation transitions to show that the group of kids has split, with boys playing footy on one side of the screen and girls dancing on the other.
When teachers and other students put young people in separate boxes because of assumptions based on their gender, race or ability, we reinforce stereotypes of what it is to be a boy or girl, man or woman.
We move to a school classroom, where a young woman stands up to complain with her educator, a man in his 30s, about the boys who were mocking and laughing at her. The educator disciplines her, allowing the boys to get away with it.
When disrespectful behaviour is excused or justified, and students are not held accountable for their actions, we accept behaviour that can ultimately lead to gender-based violence.
The animation transitions to show a series of sexist comments like, "You throw like a girl, that's so gay, it's only a joke, man up," appearing inside speech bubbles.
These and other sexist, racist and transphobic attitudes must be challenged and will not be tolerated in our schools. And it's up to us to change this story now, once and for all.
Another transition lands on a title that reads, How Schools Can Create Change. Next, a group of students, parents and educators are in front of a school.
This work requires a whole-of-school approach and everyone has a role to play.
Our animation then transitions to show a classroom whiteboard. A hand comes from the side of the screen and writes the following words on the left side of the whiteboard. Girls can be strong, assertive, angry, and then writes these words on the right-hand side. Boys can be kind, thoughtful, scared.
When schools deliver respectful relationship materials that support students to understand and critically analyse gender roles and expectations, we are changing the story.
The animation zooms out to reveal the classroom where this whiteboard was placed. There's a group of 6 children working on an assignment on a communal table as a teacher observes their work.
When teachers use opportunities across a range of subjects to actively promote gender equality and challenge gender stereotypes, we are changing the story.
We then move closer to show one of the children studying from a science book. The cover of the book shows a photo of the author, and its title reads, Science by Maria Ben-Ezra. The animation transitions to show the front of a school building, with a young male student walking out of school. 2 title boxes pop up on top of the school building, with arrows pointing at them. The first one reads, Families. The second, School Community.
When schools work in partnership with families and members of the school community to take action for gender equality, We are changing the story.
The animation transitions again to show a man and woman chatting from their shared work desk. The camera zooms out, leaving the room, to reveal both their names, Ian Piatov and Jen Nguyen, in a plaque on the door. Below their names, we read co-principals.
When we create policies to encourage and actively promote female leadership, such as job share roles,
We move to a school staff room, where a group of 4 educators, 2 women and 2 men, are chatting around the table. There are 2 posters on the wall behind them. The first reads, Reconciliation Action Plan. The second reads, Respectful Relationships Education. What does this look like at our school?
and when staff are supported by school leaders to understand what gender-based violence looks like at school and how to prevent it, we are changing the story.
The animation transitions to another staff room. This time, there's a bigger group of staff and educators attending a session, as one of them, a male in his 40s, points at a pie chart on the whiteboard.
One action alone won't be enough. We need multiple activities across all areas of the school community, engaging staff, students and families.
We zoom in on the pie chart to reveal its contents in detail. In the centre, there's a title that reads, Respectful Relationships Education. The pie chart is then divided into 6 quadrants. Each of them features a title and an arrow pointing to the next one until it completes the full circle. The first quadrant's title reads Leadership, the second, Professional Learning, the third, Teaching and Learning, the fourth, Families and Communities, the fifth, Support, and the 6th and final quadrant reads Culture.
And supported and enabled by governments to contribute to preventing gender-based violence.
The animation continues, transitioning to a school building. 2 girls and 2 boys in uniform leave the building.
If we make the narrative in our schools about gender equality, inclusivity and respect, the story our next generations tell will be different.
A crossfade transition reveals the kids as adults in their future professional attire. One girl becomes a construction worker, a boy becomes a nurse, another girl becomes a doctor, and another boy becomes a lawyer.
Everyone has a role to play, and together we can tell a story where everyone has equal power, value and opportunities, regardless of gender, race, religion, ability, background or sexuality.
We're finally back to our book as another page is turned, landing on the words gender-based violence, written on a blank page. Suddenly, a hand holding an eraser appears from the right-hand side of the screen and erases the words from the paper.
Most importantly, a story where gender-based violence is no longer in the picture.
The same hand now holds a pencil and writes gender equality in its place.
Because ending gender-based violence starts with gender equality.
The book closes. An end graphic appears revealing our Watch's logo in the centre of the screen and a title that reads End Violence Against Women and Their Children. Finally, below the logo, the URL reads education.ourwatch.org.au.